much should your man make in a year?
Can we make it monthly?
Sure.
At least 100K a month.
Isn't that a bit high compared to the average income out there?
Well, if I'm talking about my partner, I don't think so.
Why not?
If I'm making 10K a month, he should be making 10 times more than me. And that kind of puts me in the feminine position, and I view him as the masculine, as the main provider in our family, as we're going to grow, expand our family.
100K a month? She's not even that attractive, maybe a 4 to 5 without makeup. The only man making 100K a month is using her face for NBA full court basketball. Between her forehead and teeth, you've got all the backboards you need. These women are beyond delusional when they aren't even close to high value. The entitlement is off the charts.
Have them just listen to this. Women think 80% of men are unattractive and downright ugly. They think only 20% are lucky enough to be considered good-looking and can have the divine and holy opportunity to date the angels who believe they're the angels that these 20% men might want to be with. Women find it extremely difficult to embrace the possibility that one day they could run into a wall and realize, well, that was an eye-opening experience. They generally come to the realization and say, I need to have fewer expectations at some point. Regardless of how much money women make, they need to have a more realistic idea of their worth in the world. They don't share it with guys. Men are ignorant. We share our pot of gold with women who do not consistently share their pot of wealth with men. They anticipate meeting someone who is more fortunate, and of course, checks off all these boxes and shares his gold for the rest of her life. He must be humorous, kind, loving, kind, accept my children as his own, alpha, competent, know how to change a tire, and know how to do this, and those are just a few of the expectations that women appear to have of men. It's as if they have a list of 200 conditions you must fulfill before you are allowed to date a lady in her late 30s who also comes with children. On top of that, as you saw in the video at the beginning, he should be making at least 100K per month. Today's women have an overinflated perception of their own worth that has nothing to do with the real value they have in the intimacy marketplace. I'll give you a prime example of this. I occasionally have sessions scheduled with female clients. They occasionally ask me to talk about issues they're having. Recently, I met a woman in her late 30s in a similar situation. She had a solid income. I'm referring to a salary of roughly $35,000 per month for the position she held. She had made it big for herself. She realized she had found out how to operate as the sole owner of a business, broadcasting information and earning considerable money in the process. Again, she had done well, but there was a problem. She had 2 kids when she was in her late 30s and is now almost 40. She already had one earlier this year. She therefore essentially has a newborn, and the other child is approximately less than 4 years old. This is what she asked of me. I need your assistance in finding a man. I'm not dating anyone. I'm a sole parent. Here is my story. I have a good income, but I want an alpha man who is educated and has a higher income than I do. Now, this is not exactly a new thing. You may assume that this is the first time this has come up or that I have never heard of this, but it really happens fairly frequently. She was completely unaware of her true worth in the intimacy marketplace. When she was younger, she was gorgeous. I am aware of all these facts because she provided a link to her social media profile so I could learn more about her. She was a beautiful woman when she was younger, but then who knows what else happened to her after 2 children and a divorce. Although her appearance had dramatically declined, she was at a stage where she felt entitled since she was carrying a baby and a little child. She divorced her husband, who incidentally left her because he began seeing someone else. But she felt entitled to a better man than the one who had left her. It's a bit too much to ask him to be an alpha male and earn more money than her, and to want her and her kids to be part of his life. To be honest with you, there are no men in her age bracket who would want to be in this situation. She won't have many alternatives around that age, and people who are prepared to take on the responsibility of caring for another man's children will also have to deal with the drama that surrounds that. That is by no means the pinnacle of a woman's market for intimacy. The prime age for women is approximately 23. After that, their value starts to deteriorate. Men, on the other hand, might reach their full potential considerably later in life. Depending on how well they take care of themselves, men usually peak later in life, sometimes in their late 30s or even closer to 40. But there is a significant disparity. Due to their lifetime of free attention, mostly from thirsty betas and guys who just kind of throw it at them repeatedly, They have considerably better self-esteem and an entitlement that doesn't reflect their actual worth in appearance, or as a potential partner for alpha males who'd rather be with young and single women. It comes to them via social media. This woman, who worked for herself and made more than $30,000 per month, wrote off a firm with one business strategy, had a sizable fan base, and undoubtedly garnered the admiration and attention of many individuals. Because of the products she was pushing and selling, I would assume that most of her audience was female, but no man in his right mind would choose that. For the most part, women only date and marry up the socioeconomic spectrum. If it's an alpha, you can tell that they merely want to have a brief affair. Nothing will stop them from spending the night with a recent prisoner if he's alpha enough. But again, hypergamy dictates that they only date and marry up in the long run. As a male in the intimacy market, you must realize that today's women have an excessively entitled feeling of self-worth and think they are worth far more than their actual market value. Men are encouraged to follow their own paths by women's selfishness. The idea that women are naturally valuable and men are compelled by nature to create their own value was long accepted by the majority of people. Unlike modern women who look for the best men without offering anything worthwhile to the relationship, men who go their own way accept the injustice of life. Most guys work really hard to improve themselves and provide value. And guess what? If they are in a relationship and have had a tough day at work, they do not think of abusing their spouse. Men who are devoted to a relationship work hard to provide for their families and respect women and children. Truth be told, all men want is peace. A man needs to be in a position of leadership, but the boss babe narrative is being advanced in today's world to convince women that they don't need men and to even denigrate them as filth. Be honest for a moment, not all men and women are good people, and I'm not claiming that every woman is materialistic 304. I base my decisions on facts. I want you guys to recognize the trends and follow them. Of all, being a man is not simple, especially in today's society. Due to unpleasant dating experiences, unfounded accusations, or simply because women don't provide anything to the relationship besides intimacy, many men have already welcomed MGTOW. It's normal to think about going your own way for a bit, if not permanently if you're a man, and all the women you wind up with are entitled and annoying. They seek good men, while they case Chad and Tyrone. Some women continue to ask where the good men are despite all the evidence urging males to avoid the dating scene. The good men are not in outer space or on a barren island. You were unaware of them, even though they were and are in front of you. I firmly believe that women should learn how to appreciate being alone rather than hopping from man to man and feeling frustrated that they can't find a partner, just as many men are learning to do. This is why the idea of men going their way is so powerful. A good dose of isolation and reflection would be beneficial. Instead of focusing on themselves to improve what they have to offer, they would rather fantasize about the qualities they want in a partner. Although these women frequently voice their complaints, do they make every effort to improve themselves? The truth is that math confirms this as well. If women think 80% of men are ugly, there wouldn't be enough men left from the rest of the 20% to be with 100% women. They're digging their own ditch. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.